Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Ms. Marascalio. Here's my reporting in this subject, Education 8. And the topic that I'm going to discuss today is about assessing language proficiency across CEFR levels. CEFR stands for Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. Learning objectives: understand the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR, and its 6 proficiency levels from A1 to C2. Explore different assessment methods used to evaluate language skills across CEFR levels. Analyze the strengths and weaknesses of various assessment techniques. Identify key considerations for designing effective language assessments, and lastly, discuss the importance of fair and reliable assessment practices. Introduction: The Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, or CEFR, is an international standard for describing language ability. Purpose: standardization. It provides a common scale to describe language proficiency across different languages and countries. This makes it easier to first is compare language skills. A student in France can have your French level compared to a student in Spain, or even to someone learning English. So, kaning compare language skills is you describe this as a language proficiency across different languages and countries. Like for example, kanang ug unsa imong native language, you are good enough to your native language than your second language. Then second is set goals. Learners can understand your current level and set realistic targets for improvements. So if you wanted to improve your desired language, you should set your learning goals in order for you to be proficient and fluent. So dapat na kay learning goals nga makakatun. Then last is design and evaluate language courses. Teachers and curriculum developers can use the CEFR to create materials and assess student progress effectively. So, as teachers and curriculum developers, we should implement or design inclusive learning environment para ma-meet na to ang needs sa students. Then, teaching them from basic to proficiency. Then we should also provide tools for learning, like for example, audio and video. In that way, student can acquire learning kay through audio mamimicry manidya ang sounds, like for example on how to deliver or how to spoke that language. Then through video also we can visualize how the expressions to be used in that languages. Then communication, it facilitates better communication between learners and teachers. So dapat gud na ang interaction between learners and the teachers kay para na ay effective communication. Then teachers and institutions, they must have inner connection for a progressive educational status. To implementing learning environments needs, dapat na sila na pagsabutan para ma-meet ang effective communication. Then institutions and employers, hiring language professionals to educate and facilitate learners' needs in order for them to meet improvement. So, dapat mang-hire gud ang institutions para maoy mo deliver sa buot nga ipakaton sa mga estudyante on how to communicate through the use of language in a right way. Then structure. The CEFR uses a 6-point scale to describe language ability. A1, or the beginner, basic user, can understand and use familiar everyday expressions and very basic phrases aimed at the satisfaction of needs of a concrete type. So, example ani is kanang mag-present ka og image. Like for example, smiling image should diha nga pamaagi ma-visualize sa mga children on unsay imong pakita nila. Then A2, or elementary, basic user, can understand sentences frequently, use expressions related to areas of most immediate relevance. Example ani is very basic personal and family information, kan mga daily communication sa within the family. Then shopping, local geography, employment. Then can communicate in simple and routine tasks requiring a simple and direct exchange of information on familiar and routine matters. So kanang for example kanang mingan og good morning. So ma-acquire na sa imong ka-communicate nga but nimong ipasabot diha. Then B1, or intermediate, independent user, can understand the main points of clear standard input on familiar matters regularly encountered in work, school, leisure, and etc. Can deal with most situations likely to arise whilst traveling in an area where the language is spoken. Can produce simple connected text on topics which are familiar or of personal interest. So kaning B1 is mao ni ang, for example, mag-travel ka into another place or country. Maka-acquire ka og mga language spoken. Pre anang moadto ka sa Korean. Bisag wa ka sabot og unsa na siya nga lines, maka-acquire ka og istorya ana nga words. Then B2, upper intermediate, independent user, can understand the main ideas of complex text on both concrete and abstract topics, including technical discussions in his or her field of specialization. So kaning siya nga part is makasabot na siya og unsa ang buot ipasabot ana nga text. Like for example, maingon ta nga example is kanang poem. Maka visualize na ta or makasabot na ta sa main ideas nga buot ipasabot ana nga poem. Then can interact with a degree of fluency and spontaneity that makes regular interaction with native speakers quite possible without strain for either party. So kanang mga communication through partying. Then can produce clear, detailed text on a wide range of subjects and explain a viewpoint on a topical issue, giving the advantages and disadvantages of various options. Then let's proceed to C1, advanced, proficient user, can understand a wide range of demanding longer text and recognize implicit meaning. So, like for example, kanang mga novel, sabot na ka og unsay buot ipasabot ana nga story sa novel. Then can express himself or herself fluently and spontaneously without much obvious searching for expression. So directly nga makasabot na ka without any actions nga or hints. Can use language flexibly and effectively for social, academic, and professional purposes. Can produce clear, well-structured, detailed text on complex subjects, showing controlled use of organizational patterns, connectors, and cohesive devices. Then C2, proficient user, can understand with ease virtually everything heard or read. So makasabot na siya base sa iyang nakita o nadungog o nabasa. Can summarize information from different spoken and written sources, reconstructing arguments and accounts in a coherent presentation. So, for example, kanang pahimuon sila og plot summarization anang a story. So, makakonstruct na sila. Then, can express him or herself spontaneously, very fluently and precisely, differentiating finer shades of meaning even in more complex situations. So, bisag lisod nga mga sitwasyon, makakuan na siya ug unsay buhat ipasabot diha nga butang. Then assessment methods. The first is discrete point test, multiple choice questions. So familiar na yung multiple choice questions. Gap fill exercises. Kaning gap fill exercises is a type of language learning activity where students are presented with a piece of text, example, sentence, paragraph, or longer, with missing words. Example, the cat blank on the mat. So, in the blank, they will provide the missing words in order to complete the sentence. So, the cat sat on the mat. Then, true or false questions. Familiar na po siyang true or false. Then, integrative test. Reading comprehension passages with questions. Second is writing task, like essays, reports, letters. So, makakonstruct na kag essays, reports, and letters. And the third is listening comprehension task with follow-up questions. For example, kanang mo-attend ka og seminar. So, after that, after ang speaker magsulti about sa iyang buhat nga ipasabot, ikaw nga audience na kay mga follow-up questions to the presenter then or speaker. Then the fourth is speaking test, interviews, presentations, role plays. Speaking test, kanang role plays, kanang mga drama makabaon na ka na nga unsay imong i-deliver sa panahon nga imo ng turn. Then fifth is analyze strengths, assess real-world communication skills and weaknesses, subjectivity in scoring, time-consuming. So analyze strengths. Then portfolio assessment, collection of student work, for example, essays, projects, presentations, like making PowerPoint presentations nga may present sa klase. That's part of that presentations that student collect or learned. Then self-reflection and evaluation. So, and analyze strengths, holistic view of language development, and weaknesses, time-consuming for both teachers and students, potential for bias. Then performance-based assessment, role plays, simulations, presentations. Focus on real-world communication skills, analyze strengths, authentic assessment, and weaknesses, subjectivity in scoring, challenging to standardize. So, kaning performance-based assessment is, ang mga example ani is kanang for example na singing contest, ikaw mo'y ang ikaw ang mo rate sa performance sa mga contestants on decisioning who is the best performancer. Then when we say authentic assessment, it means focuses on evaluating students' ability to apply knowledge and skills in real-world situations. In key considerations for effective assessment, the first is validity. Does the assessment measure what is intended to measure? The second one is reliability. Are the results consistent and dependable? The third one is fairness. Is the assessment free from bias and provides equal opportunities for all students? So fairness. Fair or equal opportunities for student to take. Dapat fair ang ilang rule of learning. Then authenticity. Does the assessment reflect real-world language use? And lastly, washback. Does the assessment positively influence teaching and learning? Then ethical considerations, ensuring confidentiality and data privacy, providing clear and transparent feedback to learners, and last is using assessment results responsibly and ethically. So ethical considerations, it is more on honest rating or honest evaluating learners' progress. In conclusion, assessing language proficiency across CER levels requires a multifaceted approach. By carefully considering the strengths and weaknesses of different assessment methods, educators can choose the most appropriate techniques to accurately evaluate student progress and provide valuable feedback. Effective assessment practices are crucial for both learners and teachers as they inform instruction, track progress, and ultimately foster successful language learning. So, just an add, when we say multifaceted means having many aspects or sides. So by learning to that language requires much of processes, and as a teachers you are the one who handle your students to learn more and acquire more on the language or discussions you've implement in the classroom. So you need to be careful and a fair treat for your students in order to meet effectiveness and best practices for them so that in the future they can be more proficient. And that's all. Thank you for listening and watching. And before I finally end this discussion, I will show you my references and the activity to answer. And here's my references. And here's my questions to answer.